Welcome back to Imagine AI Live at the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. I have PJ Way sitting with me. And PJ, I love your first name. It's really easy to remember. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is a fantastic event, having a lot of fun.
So you are the founder of AI Film 3, and it's been great getting to know you and over the last few months and having you a part of our conference this year. I'd like for you to start with why you started AI Film 3, because the story you told me was really moving.
Sure. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. First of all, thank you for having me on today and sitting here with you. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, AI Film 3 was something that I started because of my daughter. My daughter is 21 years old. When she was 14 months old, she suffered from a brain hemorrhage, and the brain hemorrhage caused her to have very limited movement of her fine motor skills, so touching her fingertips, standing, balance, walking, eating, and she can't speak. Yet, inside, she's a very intelligent young woman, and when that happened at 14 months, throughout her life, she's gone through physical therapy. Now, I've been in technology for 27 years, my entire life, and I started exploring AI from a tool set from my work with Northland Pioneer College and with NAU, Northern Arizona University. So I brought that technology home, started learning a little bit more about AI and what it meant, but then came generative AI. Generative AI was kind of the start, because when I looked at what generative AI was doing, I showed my daughter. Now, at 18, she aged out of her physical therapy. When she aged out of the physical therapy, I was drawing for her. I'd slide it across the table. She would paint or color. And I started showing her generative AI when it came out, and she was doing the inputs. What was coming out were things that I had no idea my daughter thought or felt. There were ways that were her to express herself. She could actually tell her own stories, communicate with a new pattern. So I realized that this is very, very, very powerful tool. And so as a father, I thought, if it happens to me, it's got to happen to fathers around the world. There's going to be other parents, there's going to be other people. They just want to have their stories told. They want to have a voice. And I saw that's what AI was providing her. So with that, I started this idea that I wanted to get other people around the world to do the same thing. So by having this festival, this concept, I couldn't go to AMC Theater just as PJ Way, walking in saying, hey, can I rent out the theater and have as many people as possible to come in and sit down and watch these films? So they were like, well, you have to have a business license, you have to have insurance, you have to have X. So there it is. That's how it founded AI Film 3, was from inspiration from my daughter and what it meant to me in these tools.
Wow, that's really inspiring, and it's, as somebody that has a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old daughter, to go through that as a parent and know that and trying to provide as much as you can for your daughter despite her limitations, and then that kind of aha moment with AI, and that you can let her express herself in this creative way with the tools. I mean, it's an immediate positive use case for the technology, and it's really inspiring. So can you tell us how big your AI Film 3 has gotten in the small time you've been working on it?
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. So when it started, it was just an idea back in last May.
So a year ago?
Yeah, a year ago. It was just an idea, and I had just come back not long from NFT NYC, and I talked to all these artists and creatives, and they were all having the same conversations, which is, how do we expand? How do we get seen? Because we tend to migrate in patterns, right? We move together and we supported one another, yet to get exposure outside of those circles was a challenge. So that was another part of the thought process I had. So when that started, it actually launched in October. We had it 3 days. We had 157 AI videos, 52 music videos, over 150 pieces of art. We had 40 speakers, 18 panels. It lasted 3 days. 25 countries were represented. And I felt that was a tremendous success, absolutely tremendous success. We had 415 people in attendance, and most of them were people that have never seen AI. We had a veterans group that had come out, brought out 20 people, and they had never seen anything like that. So it was really interesting to have that interaction. And after that, what's happened is it has expanded. I've been very fortunate and blessed to be able to go and visit other festivals. There was a festival in Austin. They did a remarkable job. I went to Loyola Marymount University, which hosted their first film festival for AI. And that was a tremendous success. Again, the people were just, I find the community to be very giving of itself, to be very collaborative, wanting to help one another in places where they can. And what's happened is now I'm partnered with a company out of Dubai where we're doing AI Film Awards that are happening around the world. We just had one at the Cannes Film Festival in France. We were just in
Wow.
Paris previous to that, and next we're going to Italy, and then I'm bringing something here to the United States. We're going to find the location and city to do that in.
Cool. And I saw some of your posts from maybe a month ago of one of your events. And can you kind of walk through what an event is like for AI Film 3?
Yeah. So a month ago, what it was is that was the Nick Lowry Foundation. They were raising money for homelessness, and so they held a fashion show and an art festival. So it was a fashion art show at the same time, and they had invited me in to talk about what is AI fashion, how does that fit, and how does AI art work. So I had multiple displays. We had 20 artists and designers that were represented within the showcase. It was amazing. That effort has really opened my eyes to the diversity of where AI takes us in different verticals, whether that's from film, art, fashion, gaming, or music. We can start seeing that expanding. Did that answer the question?
Yeah. So, and the artists so everyone's using AI video and image generation tools to make art and to make videos. And can you talk about like who these artists are and like the type of videos they're making? I mean, what makes a good AI video that you accept?
Sure. Oh, that's a great question. You know, I think what it is storytelling, right? People being able to express themselves in a way. And it's so interesting because when we look at what we can do inside of a festival platform, we have the opportunities to either have different categories that people can apply to. So if they have categories they're applying to that are going to be whether it's science fiction or documentary, maybe a drama, but then we have also categories that are very artistic expression. So I think what it comes down to is not there's ever one perfect formula for what you want to see. I think there are a lot of varying tastes out there. Judges will scrutinize things in different ways. I think what it comes down to, though, is that when somebody's genuine in their approach, if they're really looking to make a great story, the quality does matter, but it doesn't matter, so to say. Because to make sense of that statement is, some people they may not know which tools they are. So can you find the gem beneath the sand? Can you find what's below what you actually see sometimes? And it is about self-evaluation, that everybody knows what they like, and they're all going to take a different perspective on an individual piece. I mean, that's the beauty of art. That's whether that's an art still or whether that's a film.
Yeah, and can you talk to, the advancements in the space have been so quick, and we just, a week ago they released Google VO3, and it's just it's crossing that border where you can't tell if it's AI or if it's real. And like after you see some of these videos, the next time you see a real video, you're like questioning, is that AI or not? And so there's this like blend that's going to happen. And I mean, how do you feel about that?
That's another good question, because I think it's individual perspective. Blurring the lines, I think we've always been in pursuit of blurring the lines, which is why we always took entertainment to its capacity, right? We want to be immersed. We want to have a new experience. And it's not just a casual observation. We want to be a participant in it, which is why we have so many games that involve us to be interactive, interactive design. I mean, we can even look at educational models. Educational models and institutions will find ways to build interactive design in education so that you can, and that they created the whole gamification term. By getting people involved, they become more invested in their learning. That's just how we're built. So I think that it's a net positive. Are there risks? Yeah. Are there bad actors? Absolutely. But I don't think you could prevent the potential for positive for fear of the negative, if that makes sense. So yeah, overall, I think it's very positive that we're moving that direction.
Can you talk about the community you've built and what it means to be a part of the AI Film 3 community?
Oh, yeah. So I tell you, I could sit here and probably wax poetic all day on the artists and creatives, the people that have gone out of their way to support and promote. I mean, the AI Film 3 community is by and large one that's helping one another. Whether that's somebody like Delta Sauce, he's such a genuine human being, and his creative processes, and listening to him in spaces, you get to know him. He's not the only one. There are so many others that are just like him, and it's a matter of finding them as part of the community, because they're not looking for all the limelight themselves. They're looking to share it with others. They're looking to bring others along with them. I think that's what is a great reflection for me with the AI Film 3 community in general, because that's where I started. The whole premise for what I tried to do was to build new voices, to give people opportunity, not knowing where that would lead. And I think other people in my community do the same thing. That's just who they are.
Amazing. Well, you talking about your community that you're building and the community that we're building here, it's a very similar deal. Like, we're all trying to help each other out. And I feel like with AI, everyone's getting these superpowers to do more, and everybody's being lifted up. And if we have each other's back to help each other, navigate this new frontier, I think we're all going to benefit and succeed. So I'm very happy for the collaboration that we've built between our two communities, and look forward to it going well into the future as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would like to say, congratulations to you and Steve. I think what you guys have put together and what you've been working on so hard, it's really showing through, right? People are just, again, great conversationalists, giving of themselves, and I appreciate it. So thank you for what you guys have done.
Well, thank you, PJ. How can people find you and AI Film 3?
Well, right now we're going to be hosting this year's event. It's going to be at the Phoenix MIX Center. It's at ASU, which is really exciting, getting Arizona State University to help us with this support. It's a $94 million complex, been 3 years old, and it's going to be like nothing you've seen. So yeah, please come on out.
It's going to be taken over by AI film?
It absolutely is. Yes, it's very exciting.
Oh, that is one question I wanted to ask you about the name AI Film 3. Where does that come from?
So it's funny, because I started out with AI film because it was default of what we were doing.
Yeah.
And the 3 really comes from a Web3 perspective. Web3 really is about that independence, taking away from a decentralized standpoint, that we are now in control of what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Okay, great. Well, PJ, thanks so much for sitting down at the Imagine AI Live pop-up podcast.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's one small step for man,